today we are going to be continuing our series of drawing US state maps, and today we're going to be tackling the state of Illinois. Now, before we get started, I just want to say a really quick thank you. We have hit 500 subscribers just recently, I believe, in the last, 2 days we hit it. And obviously, I know, relatively speaking to a lot of channels, 500 subscribers is minuscule, but to me it's, incredibly humbling to know that 500 people like my content enough to, to want to subscribe. So I just wanted to say a huge, massive thank you to everybody who subscribed. And I guess the next milestone is 1,000, right? It has to be, which is crazy to think, but yeah, I think we're officially on the road to 1,000, I guess. So with that in mind, if you want to help me get there and you enjoy the content, then please consider subscribing. You guys all know where the button is. I won't patronise you with that, but only if you enjoy, please consider subscribing. Okay, so let's get into it now. You'll notice straight away that we have the page portrait today because Illinois is a more of a portrait shaped state, if that makes sense. Its main direction is vertical, not horizontal. So I thought I'd put the page portrait to account for that. Okay, so yeah, I guess let's get started. The way I sort of do this is I will just do the outline first. I will do the outline first, and then I will move inside and put some more details in there, like cities and other things that I find. Okay, so let me see here. Let's go up to right to the top because we have a nice straight line that we can start with. Okay, I think this maybe I'll make it a touch wider. Okay. And then we'll come down here. So there's two things that I'd like you to put down in the comments below, if you could. Number one is the state that you'd like me to do next, and number two is what was I gonna? Number two, oh yeah, anything interesting that you know about Illinois that I didn't mention. Yeah, put that in the comments. As I mentioned in the previous video, I really do enjoy the dialogue in the comments. People, sort of sharing their stories and facts about the states and things is really cool. Okay, so we'll move down the west hand border here. So, I have been doing a lot of map drawing videos recently, because I enjoy making them and you guys seem to enjoy watching them, so it's obviously great in that regard, but I would also like to branch out and do some other things. So I do have a few ideas. But yeah, it would be interesting to hear your thoughts as to maybe something that you'd like to try, see me try. Okay. So as I mentioned, this is a north to south map. I've actually done this quite big on the page, so it's probably going to fill the whole page, which is absolutely fine, I guess. Okay, so this is pretty much the bottom. It goes up here and then across and down like that. Okay. So one thing I have noticed that's very interesting about the borders of this state is that a lot of them are rivers. The Mississippi River makes up, I think it's all, isn't it? Yeah, the whole west coast of Illinois here. So all the way top to bottom is the line of the Mississippi River, which is very interesting. And actually, let me just bring you out a touch because I think we're okay. There we go. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Yeah. So we've got everything in shot now, which is great. Okay. Okay. I want to make sure I get my sense of perspective all correct. So, yeah. That's the biggest challenge, I think, is getting things that are on different sides of the map to be on the, on the right plane, if that makes sense. I hope it does. Okay. Okay, and now I think it's near enough a straight line up towards the top, so what I'm going to do is think about here. Okay. Okay, so that is our map. I think maybe I can drop us back into. Yeah, okay, that's fine. It's just fully out of shot, but we do sacrifice a bit of quality when we zoom out, so I'm going to keep it at normal zoom for now. So looking at this map, and having read up a little bit about the state, it seems that a lot of the population is sort of in this area here. So actually, why don't we take our orange pen and here, and we'll write it. I'm going to write it on the outside of the outline, but obviously the cities there is the big one of Chicago. So, I mean, I would have sworn on my life that Chicago would be the capital of Illinois, but as often happens with these videos, I end up being completely wrong, so that's fine. I want to put in two cities that are quite close to each other here, so one here, and then one literally just there, and these are so that is Naperville, which is this one here, the right hand one, and then this one here is Aurora. Up here we have denoted with a star in many of the maps that I've seen. This is Springfield, Illinois, which is the state capital. And then let me just, yeah, I'm going to put one more in just because. Oh, there we go. About here, I think. Now, is this Joliet? Something along those lines. If you have watched any of these before, you will know that I am terrible with my pronunciation. And then I'm actually going to put another one in here, just because I want to fill the space a little bit more evenly. Another one that I don't know how to pronounce. It's either going to be Peoria or Peoria, and I don't know which one it is, so please don't kill me in the comments. Okay. So what I want to do is denote that we have a few states around here, and there we go. The only worry I have with pulling these caps off is that my camera is quite precariously balanced, so I don't want to knock it off. Okay. So Iowa is there. Immediately to the east we have Indiana. Up here we have Michigan, something like that. All the way down here we have Kentucky, and then down to the southeast we have Missouri. Okay. Now, I also want to put in that this whole western border, as I had previously mentioned, doubles as the line, basically, of the. Okay, I need to spell this right. Double S, double P, Mississippi River. So imagine the Mississippi River just being another blue line that envelops this border. Down here, same deal with you get the idea, Ohio River, but the Ohio River leaves the border here and sort of wiggles out that way, if that makes sense. And then I want to put up here that we have there we go. Right up top here we have Lake Michigan. Okay. Right. So, yeah, that was also what I wanted to put in. We're gonna get out our brown, which is what we did the border with, but we're also gonna add, I think it's really close to the top here. It's not exactly a mountain or even maybe a hill, but it is the highest point in the state because because I read that the state of Illinois is quite flat, and that this is the highest point, and it is called Charles Mound, and that is 1,235 feet, which is about 400 meters, around something like that, 410 meters, something like that. Okay. Yeah, it's about 410 meters, right? Okay. So actually, this is something I stupidly keep forgetting to do, which is write the actual name of the state, which, I mean, it would help, wouldn't it? Write it here. Illinois. Would have been quite embarrassing if I spelled that wrong. Okay. So let's have a think what else we can add here. We have a few lakes that we could add. A few small, oh, sorry about that loud noise. A few small lakes we could add. Okay. So I believe it's about here. In a shape, something sort of like that. We have Rend Lake. And then a little bit further up, I guess about halfway between here and Springfield, we have in a shape roughly like that. And we have, I think it's spelled like this. One of the letters is a little bit obscured by a interstate, but I think it's Carlisle Lake, like that. So Carlyle, Carlisle Lake. Okay. So we've got those. Now what we could do is add. I'm not going to add it all from where it starts to where it ends. Oh, well, I suppose I could actually, but I'm not entirely sure which one is which. Because it could start and end at any of these points that I'm looking at. So I'm going to add the bit where it gets a bit thicker. And yeah, I'm going to do it like that. So I think it goes a little something like this. Then it goes directly through Peoria and sort of wiggles. And it gets a little bit thicker here. And then I'm going to stop it there, so it gets a little bit thicker sort of there. As such. And that is the Illinois River. You may be surprised to know that the Illinois River is in fact in Illinois, if you can suspend your disbelief for long enough. Okay. Right. So I think I'm fairly happy with that. We've got 7 cities, which is probably the most I've ever done in one of these. We've got, again, if you would imagine that the Mississippi River, it does in some parts get thicker than the border, obviously, because the border's just a line. But the Mississippi River runs all the way, wiggles all the way around and down this this border here. Okay. So, as I did in the last video, there's a few facts that I have that I would like to almost 80% of Illinois is farmland, and I guess that would make sense because, as I mentioned, and as you can see, we have a lot of population up here, and then most of this down here, obviously we have the state capital there, but I think a lot of this down here is farmland. So yeah. Then it is the 5th most populous state, following Florida, New York, California, and Texas, and we've done all 4 of those states. So again, if you enjoy this, then please go and check out the US state maps playlist on my channel, which this will be added to. The state bird of Illinois is the cardinal, and its state flower is the purple violet. Chicago is home to the world's largest public library. Illinois is the largest producer of pumpkins in the country. And then finally, the tallest man ever documented was born in Alton, Illinois. He was called Robert Pershing. Have I got that right? Yeah, Robert Pershing Wadlow. And he was 8 feet and 11 inches tall, so an inch away from being 9 feet tall, which is crazy. I am 6'4", and he would completely dwarf me, so that is crazy. Okay, so with all of that said, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm quite happy with this map. I would like to get some more typical colours. I had a nice red pen and a nice black pen and a nicer blue pen, but I can't find them, so I'm going to have to invest in some new ones. So hopefully the colours in the coming videos will be more typical. With that said, if you've made it this far, I want to thank you ever so much for watching, and once again, thank you for 500 subscribers. I love you guys all so much, thank you. If you've enjoyed, please consider subscribing and liking the video, and also drop me a comment about those 2 points that I made before. Number 1, what state would you like to see me do next? And number 2, anything interesting you know about Illinois that I didn't mention today. But with that said, the only thing left to say is thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye everybody, and good night.